As hard as it to believe, we're reaching the midpoint of the college basketball season. And there may be no better sign of that than the announcement of the 25 candidates for the Wooden Award, given to college basketball's Player of the Year. What started with 50 has been cut in half at midseason. Here are the 25 players who could win one of college basketball's most prestigious awards. Dwayne Bacon, G, Florida State. At 16-1, Florida State is the surprise team of college basketball, and Bacon is its breakout star, averaging 17 points per game. Few players in recent memory have entered college hoops with more hype, and surpassed it, like Ball has this season. The freshman star is second in the country in assists at 8 per game, to go along with averages of 14 points and 5 rebounds. Joe Robbins. Joel Berry 2, G, North Carolina. After playing in Marcus Page's shadow the last few seasons, Berry has become a star in his own right, averaging just under 16 points and 5 assists this season. While he hasn't quite turned into this year's Buddy Hield, Blossom game is averaging 18 points per game and has Clemson in position to make its first NCAA tournament since 2011. Brett Carlson. Dylan Brooks, GF, Oregon. After sitting out virtually the entire offseason with a foot injury, Brooks is back and starting to round into the form that earned him Pac-12 Player of the Year honors last season. He had 23 points and a wild game winner against UCLA to hand the Bruins their only loss of the season. De'Aaron Fox, G, Kentucky. Fox has played a bit in Malik Monk's shadow this year, and that's a shame, because he's performing about as well as any point guard in college hoops this season. The freshman from Texas is averaging just under 17 points, to go along with more than 6 assists per game. Markelle Fultz, G, Washington. Poor Fultz is the latest star whose talents are being wasted in the Pacific Northwest thanks to the coaching of Lorenzo Ramar. The Huskies are just 8-7, but don't blame Fultz. He is averaging 22 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists per game. Ethan Happ, F, Wisconsin. While seniors Nigel Hayes, also on this list, and Bronson Koenig get more attention, Happ has been the Badgers' most consistent player this season. He is averaging 13 points and 9 boards per game. Josh Hart, GF, Villanova. Many, including FS1 College Hoops insider Evan Daniels, believe Hart is the front-runner for National Player of the Year, and for good reason. Hart is averaging just under 20 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists for a team that is 16-1. Nigel Hayes, F, Wisconsin. A surprising addition to this list, Hayes' numbers are actually down across the board from last year. However, he's still putting up 13.5 points per game for one of the favorites in the Big Ten. Josh Jackson, F, Kansas. The freshman star has been as good as advertised, averaging 15 points and 6 rebounds for the Jayhawks this season. Justin Jackson, F, North Carolina. Jackson has been one of the best players on one of college basketball's best teams this season. He also had one of the best performances no one has talked much about when he scored 34 against Kentucky in December. Luke Kennard, G, Duke. Because Duke has a roster full of future lottery picks, no one would have expected to see Kennard's name on this list. But the simple truth is that he's been the Blue Devils' best player. Kennard is leading Duke with 20 points per game, including a pair of 30-point performances. TJ Leaf, F, UCLA. While Lonzo Ball had plenty of hype coming into the year, no one saw Leaf's rise, as a fellow freshman star, coming with it. The SoCal native is actually leading the Bruins in both points, 17.4, and rebounds, 9.1, per game this season. Lauri Markkanen, FC, Arizona. Lost in how good Leaf has been this season is that Markkanen has been nearly as productive for UCLA's Pac-12 rival. Like Leaf, Markkanen is leading Arizona in scoring, 15.9 points per game, and rebounding, 7.4. Kellen Martin, G. Butler. Martin has been a star for one of college basketball's most surprising teams, averaging nearly 17 points per game for the Bulldogs. Frank Mason, 3. G. Kansas. Mason got early National Player of the Year talk but has somewhat been put on the back burner as Kansas has played fewer and fewer high-profile games during the past month or so. That should change as Big 12 play ramps up. Mason is averaging 20 points and 5 assists this season for the Jayhawks.